What's up guys, it's John Bob Gamer bringing you another squad builder. But before we go into that guys, if you want to pick yourself up some ultimate team coins, go to UT Coin Traders, the link will be down in the description. Now today we are doing the Roy Pick Me squad builder. This is a squad builder about what I would send to Rio de Janeiro for the World Cup. Obviously it's the England squad, and as you guys know, that was actually announced yesterday by Roy Hodgson himself, and this is the squad that I would send if I was him. However, this squad does not include injuries, so that's why you'll see a few players who unfortunately won't be going to Rio due to injury. So first in net we have Joe Hart. This guy is, to be completely honest, the only top quality goalkeeper England has, and he's actually quite well. I mean, he got slated at the beginning of this season. Pellegrini managed it quite well, leaving him out of the squad for a bit to give him some time to refresh, and now he's back on form, so I think he'll do well in Rio. In the left back position we have Leighton Baines. Now this guy's an amazing player. He's a good crosser of the ball, good midfield player, and quite good defensively. He's one of the most all-rounded players in the Premier League, and that's why I'd pick him in the starting 11 for Rio. Our centre-backs is the national pair of Cahill and Jagielka. Now Jagielka is not the most recognised centre-back in the whole of the Premier League, but on a national level, him and Cahill seem to shut down the defence quite well. I quite enjoy their little partnership in national football, and I think they're quite good, so that's why they've been picked. In the right back position we have Liverpool's Johnson. Now this is one of those positions that English football doesn't really have that many alternatives to. We have Kyle Walker, but as many of you have seen in real life, Kyle Walker's not very defensive. Johnson on the other hand is slightly more defensive, and he's actually quite good at midfield players and crossing, so that's why he's been put into the team. Now in the centre defensive mid role we have, first of all, he's not actually a CDM in our team. It is Jack Wilshere. Now both of our CDMs, as you'll see in a second, are actually not full CDMs, like they are more centre midfielders, but they're both quite good defensively. They can both hold the midfield, that's why they've been put there, and I think they're a good partnership because they've worked well before. So there's Wilshere in one CDM, and the absolute legend that is Gerrard. It's undeniable that Gerrard is one of the best players England has ever produced, and that's why I'd take him to Rio. Unfortunately, he did have the heartbreak of missing out on the BPL title this year, but hopefully it'll all be good and he'll do well in Rio. So in cam we have Wayne Rooney. Now this guy for me with Gerrard is England's best player. I think Rooney runs a midfield. Some people say he's overrated, but I think it's not necessarily what he produces, but the work rate he does in a game. He pressures defenders, he chases them down. He's one of the best players England has ever produced. Then on the left midfield, now unfortunately this guy is not going to Rio because of injury, but it is Rodriguez from Southampton. This guy is an absolute machine. When you watch him in real life, he's just so creative. He's got that little bit of flair that you love, and he's just an absolute monster. I really like him, I rate him in real life, and that's why he's been put there. Now on the right mid we have Theo Walcott, also missing the World Cup due to injury, but I quite like him. He's very quick, as you all know, but he's quite creative as well. He's quite good at crossing, and he does trek back a little bit, which is something that you really need in your wingers, because you don't want your left back or right back in the modern game where they trek up to the crossing positions. You don't want someone who's just going to stay up there with them and not run back in defence. Then in the striker we put this guy there purely because he's an absolutely amazing season at Liverpool. It is Daniel Sturridge. This guy has worked his way into the team this year, being an absolute monster. It's such a shame that Chelsea didn't keep hold of him, because I'm pretty sure they might have had a better shot at the Premier League title if they'd have kept hold of him, because he's an absolute goal scoring machine. So that's our starting 11 guys. Now on the subs bench we've also chosen, what we would have chosen, sorry, is Adam Lallana, Raheem Sterling, Ricky Lambert, Richards from City, Ross Barkley, Kieran Gibbs and Danny Welbeck. Now Danny Welbeck is quite controversial, because for club, to be completely honest, Danny Welbeck is he's really not worth the time. He's good as a winger, but not as a striker, but at national level he seems to do quite well, so that's why I've picked him. So now guys, we're going to go over to some gameplay and continue discussing England and our chances at the World Cup. This has been John Bob Gamer, back with some gameplay in a second guys. See you later.
Made a great block.
What's up guys, we're now back with some gameplay, and let's get straight into the topics. So first of all is the topic of how far will we get in the World Cup, because quite a few people have come across and said they don't think we're going to get past the qualifiers, and to be honest it is quite a valid point. It is a worry, and will we do it? Now we have got in our group, as you know, Costa Rica, Uruguay and Italy. In fairness, Italy are quite slow starters. If you watch the way they play in the World Cup, they usually start off rather slow and then they build up, as do we. So I think in our group it is between us and Italy as to who goes through with Uruguay, because I can't see a way of Uruguay not going through. They've got an amazing strike force in Cavani and Suarez. They've got a decent midfield, and they've actually got quite a solid defence with Godin, who has been currently in form this season, as you will know from the amount of cards he's had on FIFA 14. And of course you also have, how do you pronounce his name now, Secreces or something like that, from Juventus, who is actually quite a decent centre-back in real life. As for Italy, they've got I think they've got a larger selection of players than us, so I can see them possibly outclassing us. I think if we win the first game against Italy, then we'll go through, but I'm not too sure. And the second topic is our selection. As you will know, Ashley Cole was not selected. That is an absolute blow to England. Luke Shaw was selected, as well as on the reserves, Josh Stone. So I might have said it might not be called Josh Stone, it might be something Stone. But guys, my question is, should an 18-year-old or two 18-year-old players who've never really had much international experience be selected? You also have the likes of Ross Barkley, but in all fairness, I think an 18-year-old or 19-year-old, whatever Ross Barkley is, midfielder, isn't as risky as a defender being played in the World Cup. So let me know in the comment spots below, guys. What do you think we're gonna do? Do you think, first of all, we'll get through the group stages? And secondly, do you think Luke Shaw and Stone should be played? I know they're both class players, but do you think they should be played in the World Cup? The next topic is obviously going to be, if we do get through the qualifiers, where do I think they'll go? Now, from our history, I personally think we'll probably get no further than if we get through. I don't think we'll get any further, guys. So this is the video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the clips. If you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure you do, guys, and drop a like on the video. It'll be well worth your time. This has been Giant Bob Gamer bringing you the Roy Pick Me squad builder. See you later, guys.